I had an amazing opportunity, Michelle. I don't know if you've had an opportunity to see the incredible show.
I've heard nothing but fabulous reviews and
known as Hamilton,
yes,
which is upon our city. We get it before even the major cities like Kansas City, before they even get to touch it. We have it here amongst us, and it is just selling like hotcakes. There are a few seats left that they're releasing on a daily basis, and they also have their lottery going on for a chance to win tickets for $10. So opportunities are still there to see this incredible show. But we had an opportunity to sit down with a cast member and really just kind of dig in about what the show is all about. So let's have a look at that right now. We all know about the phenomenon of Hamilton being here in Des Moines, courtesy of Des Moines Performing Arts. Well, we are so blessed to be sitting down with one of the performers of the show that you get to see when you come down to the Civic Center. And we have Elijah Malcomb joining us. Now, you played two different roles, John Laurens and Philip Hamilton, correct?
Yes.
Can we just start things off by talking about the phenomenon of this show? Everybody, whether you're a theater lover, musical lover, anything, you know about Hamilton.
Right.
Can you guys sense that on the stage? Do you feel that pressure when you're on stage?
Yeah, I try not to think about it as much, but yeah, we definitely understand like the weight of the show and like how much it means to people, and sometimes it's a little nerve-wracking because it's like a lot of people come in and they know every lyric.
Right.
So it keeps you on your toes.
Singing with you.
Right. Yeah. It keeps you on your toes, definitely. But it's a lot of fun. It's kind of a test of like how much can I do? How much can I like really like focus and put into this character right now? So that's something that I enjoy, because a lot of the times we're not, you know, like Nick isn't Leslie and I'm not Anthony, so it's like they encourage us to kind of bring ourselves to the characters. So it's I think even Lynn himself, he said that the cast album was the album and the show is the show. So it's like you get almost a different experience when you come in to see the show.
So Lin-Manuel Miranda was saying you guys need to bring your own flavor to your characters. Don't replicate what we did on Broadway or what you hear on the album. Make it your own.
Right.
Well, that's an amazing thing to hear.
Yes, and it takes some of that pressure away, actually, because it's like, okay, I can come in and kind of make my own choices, you know, in the realms of the character, of course, and in the realms of the show. But it takes some of that pressure away of it being so big and like everybody knowing the show so much and being so excited to see it. So yeah, it's great. It's fun. Like a lot of the times, I'll still have that moment of like, is this really happening? Like,
does that still hit you when you're on stage?
Yes.
It's like,
all the time.
Amazing.
All the time. I still can't believe it.
Okay, so I want to hear from you, from an audience perspective, I think, and as a fan of the show, I think we know. But why do you think this show is so as big as it is?
I think it came at the right time. With all of the things going on like politically, and like it's so easy to forget that this is a nation that was built by immigrants and is full of immigrants. It's incredible to encourage the fact that no matter where you come from, you can, you know, affect the world in such an impactful way for the better. And Hamilton is a huge testament to that, as we all are, you know, in this country built on freedom for immigrants, and you know, all of that.
Absolutely. And when you say those certain lines, or those lines are spoken on stage, you hear that vocal and almost physical reaction from the audience, so that you understand that it's causing a meaning, which is incredible. Okay, so let's talk about being on stage. Take us through, what is your favorite moment? For those of you who have seen the show and hopefully do get to see the show, what is your moment? Do you have like an aha moment when you're out there, or a moment you're like, I can't wait for this to happen? My shot.
It's so high energy, and like it's probably one of the hardest moments in the show, because it's so high energy and it's like hard to get a moment to catch your breath during that song, but it's so much fun.
How did you get to be sitting here today? How did that happen?
I went to an open call in LA.
Open call?
Yes.
Okay.
And like a lot of actors, like they don't like to go to open calls because it's like, oh, no one ever gets anything from an open call. Go to the open call, because it changed my life. So yeah, that was kind of like the starting journey, and then I had a bunch of callbacks from that.
Yeah, how many callbacks does it take to get onto Hamilton stage?
For me, I auditioned like 7 or 8 times. It was like 7 or 8 callbacks. It was like a process of about 2 years.
Really?
Yes. And so I went through the first round and had like made it to final callbacks, and then didn't hear anything. And I was like, ah, man. But like, that's the nature of it.
Right.
It's full of ups and downs. And then went through a whole second round of callbacks, and then didn't hear anything for a couple weeks, and then got an email to fly to New York in 2 weeks for final callbacks. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna get there, but I'll get there. I'll figure it out.
Wow.
So I spent my entire paycheck on a plane ticket and stayed with my sister, who fortunately was living in Queens at the time. And so I was like, I'm gonna just go in, I'm gonna have fun, and hopefully I'll book it. And that's what I did. And I found out on the plane ride back that I'd booked it. I was in like a layover in Tennessee, and I had the call, and I freaked out. Like, I was like, oh man. I tried really hard not to scream in the airport, because I didn't want like security coming up to me like, is everything all right? Are you good? What's going on? Like,
I feel like you could say, I just got a role in Hamilton,
Right,
and everyone would be like, what? That's amazing.
yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a crazy ride.
What would you say to people before we go, if they've never seen anything like this before, maybe you're hesitant to come see Hamilton for whatever reason, what would you say to make sure they realize the impact of what's happening in our community right now?
I would say come anyway, because there's always something to learn. If anything, it's a piece of history, and it's our history as a nation. So there's a lot to learn in the show, and it's a lot of fun. You never know what to expect from a show like this. So I feel like a lot of people come in and they leave the show like blown away, because they didn't expect the show to be like as high energy, or as just so much information packed into one set, or like one sitting.
Yeah.
So I would say just come, enjoy the show.
Come enjoy the show. Tickets are still available. They're being released, or of course you have the Hamilton Lottery. Remember, you need to go to the app, the website, or all the details can be found at dmpa.org, because you need to come check this out. Absolutely. If you're able to, like I said, the easiest way, if you're like, I just can't afford the tickets, and I completely understand, because they can be expensive, try the lottery. You have to do it 2 days before the date that you're looking at. And you can do that online or through the app that they have available. All details can be at dmpa.org. But if you're able to see it, please do so. It is incredible what that show has done in the realms of theater and musical theater, and bringing history back to the main stage. Yeah. All right.